Welcome everyone to World Series of Empire Wars quarterfinals matchup here between BadBoy and Barles, playing on Morass. This is game number 1. We are gonna change these guys. Color. Now we're gonna. No, we are definitely changing guys. Colors. Let's get that back. No. Okay. Sorry. We want them to be red, the yellow, right? Empire Wars colors. So remind me, well, I guess you can't. BadBoy in the red, Barles in the yellow. Here we go. We have matchup of Aztecs versus Dravidians on Morass. This map, very aggressive map, lots of fish in the middle and trees in the middle. You got plenty of trees around the outside as well. So, and it's very wallable. So why is it so aggressive? Well, this fish is super important. Barles, though, pulling out a strategy I actually haven't seen, trying to do full wall the fish up, not worrying about military control. Both players, well, actually, Barles going straight into archers, our Aztec player going straight into skirmishers. Now, Dravidians, I think, get the faster firing skirmishers, so it's a little bit of a surprise to see the skirmishers from the Dravidians and the archers. Sorry, the skirmishers from the Aztecs and skirmishers from the Dravidians. Archers. Can't talk. Skirmishers from the Aztecs and the archers from the Dravidians. Now, Meso-civilizations, very strong on these matchups. Why? Because they have a barracks already to start off with, and they can use it. It's hard to use a barracks as a regular civ because the spearmen or men-at-arms just get picked off. But Eagle Warriors are a lot more effective, so you're able to use that barracks effectively. And basically allows your Meso players to have an extra production building right off the bat. For here we got 2 archery ranges pumping for our Dravidian player, but it's those 2 archer ranges, so it gets awkward. Can't make archers against the skirmishers, can't make skirmishers against the Eagle Warriors. Now, full scouts would be a potential play, but the Dravidians aren't a civ that you're going to go full scouts with. So this is actually pretty terrifying unit composition for our Dravidian player to play up against. And it's probably a good thing he went so heavily into walls, because this is going to get dicey. I would love to see a wall dropped here, like a house there, walls there as well, and then to there, and then to there, or down to there, whatever. Just finish that up. You got a lot of walls down around the front and finish it up. Now, it's 12-7 in the military, and the Aztec player being pushed back. Barles pushing BadBoy back. Now, Barles had, I think it was Barles, had a pretty nice showing at Heidelberg before. So, he is a player, a force to be reckoned with in Empire Wars. Definitely not someone to be taken lightly here. Barles taking control, and both players on the way to the castle age. BadBoy about 30 seconds ahead there. Both players. Now the fight comes in. Who wins this fight? And I just like the 16 military always feels nice up against the 7 of your opponent. When you do have some units in there that do have some punch. Now the skirmishers are pretty much all gone for Barles, but there's almost no skirmishers on the other hand for BadBoy, just 1 skirmisher. So these archers able to pressure in without the skirmishers as well. The Eagle Scouts aren't enough to deal with archers. They are enough in Castle Age, but the Eagle Scouts just can't deal with archers in the Feudal Age. It's not enough. 4 villager difference now. That's due to idle TC time and 2 villagers lost. Barles has lost 2 villagers and is still ahead. No, Barles has killed 2 villagers and is ahead by 4 because of the also a minute and 10 seconds of idle TC time. And you can see these archers still deal pretty solid damage to Eagle Warriors. Able to take them out in 2 shots. It looks like 4. But more archers coming in, and BadBoy in the castle age. 20 seconds away is Barles. Eagle Warrior coming in that makes these Eagle Scouts and the Eagle Warriors, in which case they do push back the archers pretty heavily. But crossbowmen gonna be coming in, and crossbows do lose pretty badly to Eagle Warriors, but not in this kind of numbers. These are pretty good numbers for our archer player here, and able to find some choke points, take some fights. The Eagle Warrior's going to be in about 5 seconds earlier than the crossbowman tech, but that's alright. With the fights going as they are, it's not going to matter too much, as crossbow and bod can now in, wrecking these Eagle Warriors, and this looks bad. This is bad, desperate. If it wasn't this matchup, if you weren't making Eagle Warriors, you know, if it was a crossbow v crossbow or crossbow v knight, I would say this looks like a GG. But Eagle Warriors are so stinking strong in this game, I feel like they're just absolutely busted. Ooh, a siege push coming in over here. I didn't notice that, but the siege push is actually heading back home. Try to deal with the crossbows in the middle of BadBoy's base. Barles getting a lot of damage in, but now he's going to have to move back. These crossbowmen are going to die. He's still creating crossbowmen, but that's going to have to change. Something's going to have to give. But what else can he create? He's Dravidians. They do have good infantry. He could go into longswords, I guess. What do you do as Dravidians here? That's just always the difficulty as Dravidians. If you can't go for crossbows, what do you make? And he's continuing on in the crossbows, but he's not making them fast enough. He'd need like 17 archer ranges to make them fast enough to deal with the Aztec player on Eagle Warriors. 3 barracks Eagles. They're not being, well, they are being pumped out now. They're not being pumped out super fast. Now they are. 3 barracks Eagles. What do you do against that? 2 archery range crossbows is not the answer. I can tell you that much right now. Booming. He's going to boom it out, see what he can get away with. He's got 3 town centers now. Well, third one on the way. An 11 villager lead, a 10 villager lead. And heading back in, sneaking in on the other side. So this is going to get some damage. Again, I don't know if it'll get any villager kills, but it'll at least send these villagers packing, make them run away. And yep, there they go, running away. And they are going to get away, causing more damage. But here come the Eagle Warriors in on the crossbow army reinforcements. And what do? The numbers aren't good enough yet for the Eagle player, but this is going to get awkward. And I would actually love to see, since this is such a congested map, I think long swords in defense would be a legitimate answer. I really do. A legitimate answer to this kind of pressure. These 3 crossbowmen, they're all dead. These crossbowmen, they're going to die as well. Massive villager lead, but is it going to matter in the end? If the Aztecs have gold, they can have Eagle Warriors. If they have Eagle Warriors, you're going to struggle. And this siege push does, it's not doing a whole lot at the moment. It does continue, though, and that's going to break a hole in. Well, that's, yeah, there's a hole there now. And that's a place for the Eagle Warriors to get in. Once the Eagle Warriors start getting in, the raids get ugly. It gets nasty. Now there's already holes. It's not like he's fully walled anyway. These crossbows still wandering around the base of BadBoy. Barles, though, he's going to have to figure out something to do when these Eagle Warriors come storming into his base. It's going to have an answer like that. Attack grounding on the far side, and these crossbows just running away, gonna be joining up with these crossbows. But really, what are you gonna do about this? Because now Eagle Warriors are in your base, and you don't have any units to deal with that. I would still say longswords at home to defend, and these little pressure points with the crossbows would be nice, but no longswords at home to defend. So he's just getting in underneath his town centers, keeping everything under the town centers, trying to stay alive and make that eco difference work for him. He does have quite a big military, but it's not that much bigger than the Aztec player, and you can see Scorpion in each side and Eagle Warriors pinching from both sides. These crossbowmen are dead. Just gone. You can see just bodies littering the battlefield, bodies everywhere. Microing over here. He's trying to micro over here. Barles, can you do this? BadBoy's got the better civilization in this matchup. Not that Dravidians are bad, just that the Dravidians really die in this matchup. And that's what's needed. Castle coming down, your Rumi swordsmen are desperately needed. And in a hurry, because this is awkward. He's got to be able to defend while being pressured. And he's got to get this castle up. It's a little bit slow. Is he going to be able to get it up? I would love to see some quick walls drop. Yes, 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 yes. No. No, 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 no. Drop some quick walls. Please, please, please. Get this castle up. I want to see the Rumi swordsman. But here comes the Scorpion. You needed those quick walls a little bit sooner, because the Scorpion might end up denying it anyway. It's got to go up. This castle, it's desperate. It has to go up. It's at 80%. Now, he could pop the villagers out and run. Get this up. It's going up at some point, some way, regardless. I like this choke point. This is a nice choke point for Barles. And, yes, he's sending more villagers at 93%. 96%. 98%, and it's up. All right. Now, your Rumi swordsmen are gone. Oh, your Rumi swordsmen. Oh, yeah. Another unit that it's like, is it broken? Well, it's in the castle, so it doesn't matter if it is all that much. Right? So, you know, since it's a castle unit, it might be busted, but it's pretty sick. Now, let's zoom in on this guy with his whip sword. This is a real weapon that was really used. The Woot Steel was also a real weapon. So I looked this up. I thought this was wild. And yes, they had basically blades linked together in metal. So it's not one continuous piece of metal that flexes like that. It's like kind of chain links, sharpened chain links linked together. Now there's Eagle Warriors all over Barles' base. Barles, though, with 88 villagers to the 52, he can sustain significant raids while he's getting this Rumi swordsman out. And these guys, they pack a punch. First attack. Let's see if I can find a guy. First attack does. Wait for it. Alright, okay, it's not really showing for me. A lot of damage. Their first hit does a whole bunch of damage. I don't know why it's not showing. And then after that, they do 8 damage per hit. But that first hit is like bonus, like, you know. And BadBoy calls the GG. BadBoy realizes that's it. I can't contend with this. Alright, let's check the statistics. This was a pretty wild one, really. Love to see the tournament games. The intensity is so much higher. Dravidians getting that wonderful KD ratio, even with not ever having the army high. Eco, that's where it was at. So got that early pressure in the feudal age. It withstood the eagle raids and got the Rumi swordsman out. Win the game. Society stats, there's the difference. Almost 90 villagers to 55 APM. Both players in the same ballpark, 70 to 60, 71 to 63. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, drop a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. If not, that's fine. We'll catch you in the next one. And the next one, by the way, next game in this series. Oh, let's give a 1-0 to Barles. All right. We'll see you in the next one.